Hi, welcome. I'm Kat. Nice to meet you. I hope that you are comfortable, literally sitting on a pile of book right now. And I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but I'm really glad and really grateful that you're joining me today. So without further ado, let's start with the questions. Why did you start this channel? To be honest, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for quite a while now, but I just didn't have the guts to do it. I was very intimidated, but recently I burnt out at work, and so I realized that I need to expand my portfolio of fun and do more things that bring me joy and bring me fulfillment outside of my work. I do work for a non-profit, so I'm very passionate about what I do, but I need to find a better balance and have more activities outside of my work, basically. So yeah, starting this channel seemed like a fun challenge, kind of pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and hopefully an opportunity to meet nice people. So here I am. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I'm not sure about fun. I'm hoping to have fun with this channel and hoping that you will too. But mainly I think I could probably bring a slightly different perspective. I'm French, if you can't tell from my accent. I lived in Sweden for a few years. I studied foreign languages and other cultures. I am neurodivergent as well, and I think slightly older than most of the booktubers, at least the one that I watch. I also have like very very varied and sometimes niche interests. So yeah, I think kind of this combination of things might just give me like a different outlook on things, and maybe I'd be able to speak about books that are not talked about that much or things like that. So hopefully you'll find something interesting in here. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Meeting new people, finding some connection with other people who love books, who love talking about books, potentially who love writing as well, maybe language learning, basically, yeah, kind of having this sense of community would be amazing. Why do you love reading? Wow, that's a big question. I love reading because for me, it's a way to learn new things, learn about the world, discover new perspectives, better understand people. So I think reading helps me expand my mind, basically. So I love it for that. And I also love reading just for the fun of it, just for the pleasure of diving into a story, just for leisure as well. I think those are the two main things, and they're not mutually exclusive. Like, you can have a book that is both pure fun and also teaches you something. And sometimes it's separate. Sometimes it's just like pure candy on the page, and sometimes like you want something that challenges you a little bit. So yeah, those are the two main things. What book or series got you into reading? The first that come to mind are Harry Potter. Oh god, terrible accent there. Harry Potter, and His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. Those are the two main ones that I think about, but I also remember being a bit younger and reading, well, those were in French at the time, obviously, but reading The Babysitter's Club and another series that was about horses that I don't know the name of in English. And also R.L. Stine's books, like those kids horror books. Again, I don't know the name of the series in English, so kind of a blend and quite a wide mix of books when I was a kid. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Probably first of all, how they're doing, what's going on in their lives, and what are they most excited about at the moment, both around their booktube world, but also just like outside with something unrelated to booktube that they love and that they don't get to talk about on their channel. I'd be very curious about that. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I mean, probably first posting this and then doing a second video and then a third and a fourth. Like, I don't really have a goal for this channel. Like, I just want to have fun and try something new, so I'll just take it one step at a time. When did you start reading? Pretty early. My sister, I think, almost taught me to read before I started school, so I started pretty young, but I honestly don't remember exactly at what age. I just feel like I was reading pretty voraciously as a kid from as soon as I could, basically, so yeah. Where do you read? Mainly on the couch in my living room. That would be the main place. Also, I work from home, so I do most of my reading at home, but if I'm going out and I might have some waiting to do, I will most likely take a book with me. And clearly, if I'm going somewhere, I will be listening to an audiobook or a podcast. What kind of books do you like to read? So many different things. I love both fiction and non-fiction. I like to read just things that I find interesting, and I think I mentioned earlier, I can have very varied and sometimes niche interests, so I could be reading very random things at times. But yeah, non-fiction, fiction, I like literary, contemporary, YA, fantasy. Actually, like a few years ago, I rediscovered my love for fantasy, even though like I was reading it as a kid. I didn't read fantasy for a very long while, and then kind of read a French series, and it was like, well, wait a minute, do I actually love fantasy? Turns out I do. So that was nice, and so I'm kind of slowly catching up on all those years I didn't read fantasy. Yeah, quite a varied mix, basically. And the last question is, what does your book collection look like? So I will try to insert some footage of my bookshelves, but yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I've moved into this house earlier this year, so I was just putting books out of boxes, because I'm gonna move my office in a few months. Like, we're doing some renovation, so it's not their final place to live, and so I was not putting a lot of thought into it. I recently tried to reorganize it by theme, but it's still very, very messy, and also I have still a good number of books at my parents' house because as I mentioned, I lived abroad for a few years and things like that, so I don't have everything with me. So my book collection looks split up into and messy would be the summary. So yeah, that's it for me today. Thanks again so much for joining. I'm really excited to have you here, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye. So